This is a Down Home with Tina Extra, and it is brought to you by Seals Construction, and I'm so very excited because when I get the opportunity to do something like this, it is because we have students or a school or something that has happened that I don't want to wait until the next regular Down Home with Tina show. So here we are. I have got from Rushville Middle School the track and field coach, Denney. He is going to share with us some of the great things that just happened this past Saturday, and I got the opportunity to go to the state track meet.
Yes.
So I got to see some of the events and some of the awesome things that these girls accomplished this year. Oh my goodness, what a year has it been for you?
It's been incredible. It's really, this is one of the strongest teams that I've coached. I've been a coach for various sports, but mostly track and field for like 22 years-ish. I was the head track and field coach for Fairfield Union for roughly about 10 years. 15 at the varsity level total as an assistant, and then so I've had championship teams before. I've had lots of kids make it to state meets at at the high school level. We've had a boy or a girl since they started the OHSA 7th grade, 8th grade championship, state championship. We've had at least one kid in that meet since they started in 2017. So this was the most girls, most kids that we were able to take. And I don't think there was one track meet, the very first track meet at the beginning of the year, where the scores weren't added up quite right, but I think the girls team came in second. But after that, they didn't lose a single meet. No, they didn't. They were at first place every time. And then a couple of those meets were the highest point scores that I've ever had. I mean, if you can get over 100 points in a track meet, you're really good. But these girls in one track meet scored 219 points. So it was just, it's almost like a shock. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. So it was a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So
very nice.
It was a lot of good work, though. They worked hard. I mean, they earned what they got. So
yeah. What do you think it takes to be a good athlete when it comes to the track and field events?
I told all my kids, it starts here. You know, they have to have that mental fortitude where they want to get up and they want to go and they want to win. I know that. So I've got a son. I've got 3 kids, but my son's in middle school, and he played football in the fall. And I would see some of the girls some of them were cheerleaders, some of them were at soccer events, things like that, and they were excited back then. And so we knew coming in, it's like, oh, this is good. So they had the mental attitude, first of all, to go out and achieve, and then they just, part of it's genetics. They just had the ability to work out with what we told them to work out with, and the skill level. I was teaching them stuff that I taught high schoolers, and I don't always get to that stuff with middle schoolers sometimes. So that was kind of fun. Because
they're not there probably mentally or physically, right?
Right. Yeah, the maturity wise, sometimes they can't handle it. Sometimes it's just ability wise, they're just not there yet. These girls were there, and I always bring up the boys team too, because the boys team were actually really good this year too. They just, by comparison, these girls just kind of outshone them a little bit. So it makes it sound like they didn't do well. They did really well too, and they were doing a lot of high school level things too. So
what are some of the records that were broken this year? And I know I'm going to ask each girl which one, what event they were in, and what record. So maybe share a little bit of that, and then those who couldn't make it today.
Okay. Well, the one that was probably one of the most impressive records that it just kept getting broken every time, and it actually started at the very first track meet where was the girls 4x100 meter relay record. That's a record that's been broken each year for the past 3, maybe 4 years. So it's almost like they just keep going after it, and we broke it on that first meet, and the way they broke it, they used handheld stopwatches, so I almost was like, I don't know if that can be broken again, and they broke it like 5 more times. So it just kept getting faster. We had Zaylee in high jump. She broke that. Well, she tied that record at 4:10. It was really close to getting the record all by herself. We had Ava Wilkinson broke the pole vault record twice this season. We had the girls 4x800 meter relay. That team broke it, so that's 3. We had Katie Welsh in the 100 meter high hurdles. She broke that record a couple times. And of course, the 4x100 meter relay record. We had the 200 meter dash record broken just right there on Saturday. So she finally got that by Kyla Gasser. And then the 4x400 meter relay, I just had to sneaking suspicion that if I mixed it up a little bit at one of our meets, that if I put a couple girls in there, that record could fall too, and we ended up getting that one too. And that was Kyla, Tyler, Ava, and Zaylee, and then the 4x1 was Katie Welsh, Bailey Osborne, Avery Martin. The 4x8 was Tyler Teal, Ava Parsley, Braylon Peters, and Addison Kellenbarger. So a really good season.
Oh, yes, a very good season. So this is basically about half, or not,
this
more
is
than
most
half of the girls.
This is
that
most
broke
of the
records?
girls that competed at the state meet on Saturday.
Okay.
So there's a couple girls that were record breakers that didn't make it to the state
Didn't
meet, but still
qualify.
had a really good season.
Yeah.
Didn't necessarily make it to state.
So I'll start with Katie first. Katie?
Hi.
Hi. What grade are you in?
I'm in 8th grade.
Okay. Tell me a little bit what the season has been like for you. What event, just so folks can kind of put the name with the event that are watching there.
I qualified for the 100-meter hurdles, the 200-meter hurdles, and the 4x1 relay.
And you broke records?
Yeah, I have the 100-meter hurdle record. I broke it at the beginning of the season. I couldn't get it quite, but then I broke it at the state meet.
Yeah.
The 4x1, that wasn't after the second time breaking it. Kind of didn't really mean anything. It just felt like repetitive.
Yeah.
I didn't like.
What's it like to be a part of a team where you're breaking records in middle school? Kind of cool?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's cool.
Ready to break the next one?
Oh yeah, every time you go out there, you're just kind of ready to.
To go at it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Zaylee, what about you? What do you think? What events and what grade are you in?
I'm in 8th grade, and I went to state for high jump, but like I didn't break it. But
Yeah. But you went to state for
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Very, very cool. Yeah. And then any other events?
And then we also broke the 4x4.
4x4, so
Yeah.
you're part of the
Yeah.
4x4. Yeah. Did you guys do the, I say personal best, but team best at the state for the 4x4 or not?
The
How did you
4x4
do?
didn't compete at the state
Oh,
meet.
that
we
one
just
was
did
the
that.
state one. Yep, that was the school.
In middle school, we're only allowed to put the kids in 3 events per kid.
Oh.
So sometimes
Okay.
it was like one of those things where we start moving pieces around to see who can do what at different, especially what we call open meets, where they're it's not an invitational, it's a little bit more relaxed. So for example, like Kyla, I think one meet, in that meet we were like, well, what if we took her out of this just to try and see what would be, and you just try to, it's almost like a chess game where you're trying to move pieces around
yeah.
and see who fits where. And like I said, that 4x4 100-meter relay, I was like, I just think we can get that record. I thought it was really close with the girls we already had in it, and I thought, well, Kyla even mentioned at one point trying a 400. I said, well, let's put her in the relay and see what happens. And then they broke the school record on that. But then I never really put her back in again because she's so, I mean, she was fast in the 100 and the 200, so you have to use her where you can.
Yep, or she'll be best.
Right.
At,
Well, and all these girls, and even the ones that aren't here, that's what was so amazing about them is they're such good athletes. It makes it really hard to decide what to do with them because you could put them. I mean,
Juggle.
You could juggle them around. I mean, I could put
draw names.
I could put Zaylee or I could put Katie or any of these girls in like a mile, and they'd eventually be good at it. Maybe not right at first because they have to get used to it, but they're athletes, and when you have athletes, you can put them almost anywhere.
And so Bailey, yes. What
Mhm.
events?
I ran the 100-meter dash, the 200-meter dash, and the 4x1 relay. But I made it to state only for the 4x1.
Yeah. How did you do? Did you?
Yeah,
It was tough.
It
There
was
were a
pretty
lot of girls there, guys and gals, because it was boys and girls. Yeah.
Bailey's kind of a neat scenario because she's just a 7th grader, so.
Oh, the only
you know,
time I don't ask.
You're right. Well, she's able to run with all these 8th graders, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah. What do you think it's gonna be like next year? You gonna miss them?
Yeah. I was.
I know last year you had broken some, and one of
Yeah.
them is a freshman this year, and
Right.
she's not even in it. And it's
Right.
kind of like she's waiting for the others to come up. I
Yep,
think
they are,
I have
yeah.
a feeling. Yeah. What about you, Avery? What do you think about all of this, and what event?
I do shot put and discus, and
Yeah.
then I went to state for the 4x1.
Yeah, 4x1, the only running that you do?
Yeah.
For the track?
hmm
Yeah. You keep doing that, do you think, through high school?
Maybe.
Yeah. How do you feel about it?
I thought it was cool to go.
Yeah, keep breaking the records?
Yeah.
Well, because it'll be different records
Yeah.
in high school.
And unfortunately, she should have actually gone to the state and shot put too, but there was a clerical error and
Oh.
didn't get to, like they got overlooked on that one. So, that was disappointing because she really could have and should have been there too for shot put. But we'll take her in the 4x1 also.
There you go.
She also had to run like a 4x2 at least once or something. And every once in a while, I'd put her in like in an open meet, like 100 or 200,
Yeah.
just to make sure we've got times. And I knew she was a fast girl, so kept her in there.
And last but not least, Kyla Gasser. What do you think about all of this? Did you ever in a million years, a few years ago, or is it just in your heart that you knew that you were just going to go out and give your best in this sport?
Well, I try my best in every sport I do,
Mhm.
and this was no different.
Yeah.
But it was just, I wasn't expecting to do so well.
Yeah. So what events are they?
I qualified in state for the 100-meter dash, 200-meter dash, and the 4x1.
And then you did your was it your personal best at when you went to state?
For the 200-meter
200
dash,
meter
yeah.
dash,
And I
yes.
broke the record there.
Yes. So what number do you remember, Coach Denney, where they landed as far as in the state? The number I think.
Yeah. So Kyla was 20th
20th
in
in
both
the
the 100
state.
in the whole
For the-
state.
yes,
And what's
sure.
unique about middle school is at the middle school level, they track all season the top 50 performances based on a website called Mile Split. So they just keep compiling that data. And then at the end of the season, they take the top 24, they invite the top 24 in those events to compete. And that's across all divisions. So
Yeah.
we're just a D2 school, small country school, but we're competing, we competed against D1 schools. I mean, there were schools from Cincinnati there, from Cleveland, from Columbus. And our girls, held their own. They were there just like the rest of the big dogs, right?
That's right. And then was it the 4x100 that they also placed in like the top 20?
I think that one was like 21st in the state.
21st, I thought it was too as well. Yeah.
And then Katie or Zaylee, let's go to Zaylee. Zaylee was 16th. She tied for 16th in the state in high jump. So what was it? Was like one jump or one place away from like
yeah, it was one height.
one height. That's
Yeah.
what it was. Yeah. Or even on
Wow.
misses,
It
like
was
if she
just
had
like-
one
yeah.
miss less, she would have been a little bit higher too. So she was very close.
Well, all I have to say is those high schoolers, for the majority of the girls standing here, of course, are going to go to high school next year. They are going to be a force to reckon with when it comes to those other high schoolers because watch out.
Yeah.
Here
Yeah.
they come because they look at them.
Yeah.
They're sweet and all nice now. You just wait. No, I'm just joking. Anything else you would like
well,
to share?
and then Katie
Yes.
got 11th in the
Oh.
state in the 100-meter hurdles, but then she was also our best performance of the day. She got 4th place in the entire state in the 200-meter hurdles.
Nice.
So, yes, it was impressive.
Very good.
And then
Yes.
Ava's not here, but Ava was also in pole vault. She was about 25th in the state. So it was a very, very good day. Long day, but it was great.
Well, I thank you so very much for
Yeah.
taking the time to be here and hanging out with me for a few minutes and sharing with everybody all the great things that you guys are
Yeah.
doing. So anything else you'd like to add? Tell people to
Uh,
follow you at Rushville Middle School track and field?
Yeah, I mean,
Next year?
we try to do our best, and we come back hungry because we had a bunch of 7th grade girls that are just they were pushing these girls. I mean, obviously we had one on the 4x1 team, so
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see what they can continue on, and then when these girls go to high school, it's just that competitive spirit's going to be infectious. So.
The younger girls have some great role models.
Yeah.
That most definitely.
Absolutely.
Thank you, ladies.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. It is Down Home with Tina Extra.